All right, hello everyone. Today we're going to take a look at Lab 23C. It's waves in motion. And we're going to take a look at waves on a bunch of different media. The first media we're going to take a look at is everybody's favorite here, the Slinky. So when you get the Slinky, it will be in a box. You want to be very careful with the Slinky, not to bend it, break it. When you extend it, you don't want to let go because it'll wrap on itself. So you got to be very careful with that Slinky. The second part of the lab, which we'll get to in a little bit here, is a wave tray. So we're going to be using a wave maker, a little piece of PVC pipe. We're going to have a couple barriers, which are some metal blocks. And you're going to have some food coloring. Could be green, blue, any other color. Depends what your teacher has. All right, so we're going to make two types of waves here on the Slinky. The first type is called a transverse wave. A transverse wave, or in a transverse wave, the medium, which is your Slinky, is going to move at a right angle to the direction of the wave. So I'm going to make a wave on this Slinky, and it's going to go from my hand to the chair, and it's going to come back. The direction of the motion of the Slinky is going to be perpendicular to it. So the Slinky is going to go left and right, but the waveform is going to go forward and then back to me. So we'll take a look here. I'm going to make the wave pulse to the right side. Okay, I'll make another wave pulse. And take a look at the wave. When it reflects off the other end of the Slinky being held by the chair, the wave pulse is going to go from the right side over here to the left side. So we'll do another transverse wave. The second type of wave we're going to take a look at is a longitudinal wave. Now, the way I remember this is longitudinal is along the waveform of the media. So I'm going to take the Slinky and I'm going to compress it and then extend it. So the Slinky is going to be moving towards the chair and back towards me, and the waveform is also going to go from me to the chair and back. So this is a longitudinal wave. It is also called a compression wave because the particles, or the Slinky here, compresses together and then extends. So this is going to be a longitudinal wave. Again, notice that the Slinky itself gets squished and elongated, and it looks kind of darker as it moves back and forth. We'll do it one more time. For the second section of the lab, we're going to take a look at a wave pool. So this is a PVC piping, a couple metal bars, and a tray. So your teacher will come around, and they're going to put some colored water in the tray. We're going to fill it up about, let's say about a centimeter or so. We're not going to be using the metal bars for the first section. We're really just going to be using our PVC pipe, and we're going to make some waveforms on water. So I'll take my PVC pipe and I'll put it at one end, and I'm going to make some waves. So I will roll the PVC pipe forward and back, and you should see a wave front move away from the PVC roller to the opposite end, and then it'll come back. So I'll do it again. See it move back, and it reflects off the end of the wave pool. You have a couple questions and a drawing to draw what you saw in that wave pool. For the next section, letter B, we're going to take a look at a waveform that is produced from dripping some water down onto the wave pool. So you may have a straw or a pipette, but you'll be dripping a drop or two of water at a time if you can, taking a look at it fall and hit the surface of the water, and then you'll describe what the waveform looks like. Okay? You're going to go ahead and draw that on picture B. For the very last section of this lab, we're going to take a look at how the waves diffract around barriers. So we're going to take two barriers, and let me move these a little bit closer to our roller. And we're going to do the same thing we did at the very beginning when we made a wave with a roller. Now, the difference for this one is the wave is going to come up and it's going to hit the barriers, but there's an opening between the barriers. What I'd like you to do is please take a look at the wave that gets produced through the opening and then propagates out on the other side. I'll do it a couple times for you. So on this side, you see that the wave itself is relatively straight as it moves across. And it will reflect off the two barriers and it'll come back. Take a look right here as the wave comes through. You should notice that the wave is a different shape after it moves through the openings. Right there. When you make the waveform, you're going to notice that it's a straight wave here, and as it moves through the barrier, it curves around in a semicircle. Let me do that one more time for you to take a look. Splashed a little bit, but you can see it a little better there. At this point, you're going to go ahead and draw what you saw in the last section of the lab and answer the questions, and that will end up Lab 23C.